Hello and welcome to another Rupal's Chatty Women on Remembrance Sunday. It is 12:30. We're going to be with you for the next 15 or 20 minutes. Let me introduce you to my two guests today. Farhnaz Abdulla, she is a team leader for a charity, and Helen Somaiya, who's an estate planner.
That's right.
We'll talk a little bit about what you do because it's going to be one of the topics today, Helen, in just a few moments' time. We are going to be talking about three things, possibly four. We're going to sneak in an extra topping, but we're talking extra topic, should I say. We're going to be talking about dating again after divorce. How important is it to make a will, regardless of your age? And tomorrow is World Kindness Day. So what is the kindest thing anyone has done for you? Would love your thoughts, your comments on any of the subjects as usual. And if you're watching, the love hearts, the thumbs up signs and all that.
Yes, please.
Yeah, loads of them would be great. And tell us if you are watching and where you're watching from. So let's talk about this because you've both got poppies on. Remembrance Sunday. Let's mention this briefly. Of course, today is Remembrance Sunday. And Farhnaz, how important is Remembrance Sunday to you?
It's very important to me. As you know, a lot of people fought in the wars for our freedoms, and that I hold very dear to my heart, because if it wasn't for the people that did fight for our freedoms, we wouldn't have the choice of having tea or coffee or going to Asda or going to Sainsbury's. We have the freedom because of those people that gave their lives for us.
You're quite patriotic then.
Yes, I am. I'm very patriotic, yes.
Helen?
Yeah, it's an important day for all the household, really, to just take 2 minutes out for that silence of, yeah, it did happen. It is around us in the world at the minute. There's still wars going on, but those 2 minutes of just time to reflect. And my little boy today was involved in the Cub Remembrance Parade, so he's remembering from a young age about the soldiers. And I think it's important, as you say, that we just don't forget. Let's not forget.
Yeah, and it's really important to remember those soldiers from sort of all cultures and all backgrounds that fought in a number of the wars, and that's also really important today as well.
Definitely.
So if you've been marking it, I know a lot of temples and other organisations like that have been marking the occasion of Remembrance Sunday. We're going to move on. We're going to talk. I think should we start off with the serious subject, Helen?
Yeah.
Should we talk about why it is important to make a will regardless of your age? This is a bit of a taboo subject for me, I know, and I think, I'm only 40-something. Why am I talking about making a will now? Yeah. It was something that was quite personal to you, wasn't it, that happened to you?
Yeah, my mum passed away quite suddenly 4 years ago, and as an only child, and my parents had divorced, I thought everything would be quite straightforward. She had a will, but it wasn't written properly, and it actually failed when we got to probate. Probate is when you process the passing away of somebody, and it's the bit that can be forgotten. So then I was left to deal with the situation where my mum didn't have the right paperwork, the will wasn't written properly, and as a simple transaction, it turned into be an absolute nightmare, emotionally and tragically, all at the same time. 9 months it took to receive her assets, and at a very, very time when, you want things to be straightforward. So I've promised myself that from that point onward, it gave me the strength to be qualified as a will writer, so that my clients don't fall foul of that when they've got more than one child, they've got a husband or a new relationship starting, or taking on stepkids. It's just assumed that our estates are plain and straightforward. We live in a tapestry life nowadays. We can have different relationships going on. We can have more and more children. We can inherit children, as I have inherited 2 wonderful stepboys. Our lives change, and without that documentation, which men do tend to put off, I don't know what it is, but sometimes a husband and wife can come and talk to me, and the lady is very, very up for writing a will for all the right reasons, and the gentleman say, no, I'm not doing that, because something might just happen, and it can be put off for some of the wrong reasons sometimes.
Have you got a will?
No, I don't. And when I have to say, when I was told that, you need a will, I was like, well, I'm not planning to die just yet, so I don't need one, sort of thing.
We haven't got one. Me and the other half haven't got one, but we've been talking about it. We've been thinking about it. But you think, you've got ages. There's no need to worry. But I guess, Helen, you've got to think about those things that the worst case scenario. If something did happen,
absolutely,
and who knows what will happen. But if something did happen, regardless of what age you are, isn't it better to be prepared?
It is, and to have that conversation. I mean, it's all well and good saying in a family unit, well, if I go, I'd like you to live as my new partner in my house, but for it to go to my children. If it's not written down legally, it may not happen. It might be family arguments, etc. It can be really, really emotional to get there, but once it's done, you can park it. As long as you know someone knows where you've stored it, where you've put it, either with myself in documentation storage or in a drawer, having that conversation. And even so about your funeral requirements, it's all well and good thinking that everyone knows that you want either cremation or burial, but it could be wrong. It could be done not the way you want it. And it's so easy. I mean, people come to me and talk to me, and I chat to them on my iPad in their houses, and it's done. It's just a process of a 2-stage meeting, and hopefully I can take the worry away. And it's the worry that people don't do it.
My concern is that it's always, it's quite difficult to work out what you're going to put in a will.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really complicated. Does it have to be?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, we have all have different assets. We might have a house, we might have a car, we might have a savings account, we might have a foreign villa. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Spanish villa. They do exist. They do exist. And money in a bank, and it can be the case that it's just a list that you provide to me, and I draw up a will for a couple. So you each might have a will, because people assume that one will is for a couple. It's not. We're not going to pass away on the exact moment. So you do need to all have a will, and it's not complicated. Doesn't have to be.
Worth thinking about. And any thoughts on you, whether you've made a will, whether it's something that you've thought about, or maybe this has prompted you to think about it. Do let us know what your thoughts are on any of the topics. I've forgotten to mention the mystery voice. Hello.
Hello.
Are you feeling better?
Yes, thank you.
Good. Have we got anyone watching, or any comments or any thoughts?
We haven't got any comments, but we've got Janice Phillips watching.
Hi, Janice.
Benita Tobani and Patricia Leeds.
Lovely to have you on board. Make sure you share this video as well, so loads of other people can see it as well. We just randomly chat every couple of weeks. Different guests here with me every 2 weeks. Today it is Farhnaz. I have to say, Farhnaz was a school friend. We were in the same class together, would you believe?
Yes.
And Helen Somaiya as well. Helen, we do have a connection.
We do.
Probably too complicated to explain, but we do have a connection. But this is the very first time we've actually met. Let's talk, Farhnaz, let's talk a little bit about dating after divorce, because this is something that you're actually going through now. You're going through that, you've been through the divorce, and you're going through this dating phase, wanting a new partner.
Yes, I am, and it's very hard out there, and it's not just for people that are divorced. Even single people are finding it just as hard, and it's getting to a point where I'm thinking, okay, well, I need to be focusing on just finding somebody finding a partner, and it's quite hard. It's quite daunting as well. It's a new thing in my life, and I've got to this point because my kids have grown up now after the divorce. Everything's sort of in its little box, and I'm finding I've got time for me. And I'm thinking, well, I need a companion.
And that's new for you, isn't it? Because you've been in a long-term marriage with somebody that just didn't work out, and you were somewhat controlled.
That's it.
And now you've got choices, but it's making the choices that fit with you.
Yeah, and I'm being very selfish as well in the choices that I'm making, and I feel I can do that,
Are you being powerful or selfish?
Yes. I think I like the word selfish, because I've never been selfish.
Choosy.
Yeah, choosy.
Making the right choices.
Yeah.
So what have you done?
I maybe did do an interview list and get an interview panel for when I go out. Take a few friends with me and say, right, let's tick these boxes.
So what have you actually tried?
Well, I've tried a younger man. No. I've tried an older man. No.
Oh, okay.
I've chatted to some people online, and it's very cutthroat, I have to say. And as in that if you're not flirty enough or not open enough to meet and be quite raunchy, should I say? I'm trying to choose my words very
carefully.
Very carefully. It's and it's like, you can see that a lot of men are on there for one thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, be it as it is, I'm not there for the one thing. I want the long relationship. I want the companion. I want somebody to just, come home, kick off my shoes and talk to them about my
you
day.
Want to be loved.
Yeah, I just want a companion. And it's really hard. And it's like, it feels like I need to have a job description, a person specification.
Oh, you don't need that.
And I do recruiting myself. So I know that, I should have a set lot of questions.
Okay, well, look, you never know who's watching this right now.
Absolutely.
Farhnaz. What's the criteria? What is the criteria that you're looking for?
Breathing.
Short, tall, those things.
Yes, a good, a nice person, good sense of humour, open-minded, because we are, we're very. I'm a very empowered woman, and some men do find that quite intimidating. And I know what I want, and so I am feisty as well. So it's just somebody who can.
I don't think you're going to have a problem because you're so lovely.
Oh, thank you.
Helen, didn't you go through? You went through a divorce, and then
I did.
You're married now again.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very happily married.
Oh, there's hope for me then.
I went to school and met a guy, and we were together for nearly 12 years, married for one. It just didn't work out, but it was hard to make that choice. And well done for you for making the right choice and escaping and realising that there is, there are nice guys out there. I can vouch for that. Yeah. But it's a hard decision to make. And when you are trapped, is a word that I would use, and I call it my previous life. You think it's the only way life's got to be, and you haven't got to be unhappy. There are choices we can make, but it's making them when you feel happy, and well done for you.
Yeah. But what was it like then for you, from going from one relationship to another?
It was hard. It was hard having someone actually to be more open, listen to, and to take the shoes off when you get through the door and do all the nice stuff. You wonder what's going on here. You become suspicious that it's not how life is when you've been with somebody. Unfortunately, you've not had a great relationship. But wow, and you become a different person. People say that I used to, and now I light up a room when I walk in, and it's having that feeling of contentment.
Definitely.
Rather than worry about what's going to happen when I get home tonight.
Yeah, and that's what I think. I'm like, I do have my walls up, and somebody says to me, because there have been people that have asked me out, and because I'm scared to make that first step. I think what somebody mentioned, one of my close friends said to me, are you self-sabotaging yourself because you're too scared to move forward? And I realised I was, and then this year I made the conscious decision to not say no to anything. So everything that anybody asked me, I say yes. Hence me being here today.
Absolutely. In the deep end, I say.
Well done. So look, you now know that Farhnaz is on the lookout. So if you are a prospective, then let me know. Get in touch. You never know. We could have our first marriage.
Nice, because
we could have our first marriage on Rupal Chatty Women. That would be great. Let us know and share this video with everyone that you know. Any thoughts, Gala? Oh, people watching.
So we've got Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
Hiya.
Hello. Thank you for tuning in. One more topic then, and this goes really quickly, doesn't it? The time flies by. Tomorrow is World Kindness Day, which I thought it would be a nice one to end on. And I know that as a publicity stunt, I guess there are films that are being shown for free because. And all that kind of stuff going on. But lots of love hearts, by the way. Thank you for those. I wanted to end on something positive and just talk about things that people have done for you for no apparent reason that have really put a smile on your face. Can I start? A gentleman recently helped me carry some stuff that I had, and I was struggling walking across the road with lots of things that I had in my hand. And this guy came out from, he is someone I know, but he walked me across to a car park, to my car, put the stuff in the car for me, and then went off. And that was it.
He just wasn't going to his car, was he?
He wasn't actually going to the car park. He wasn't going to his own car. But because he saw me struggling, he made that extra effort to just walk across the road with me to the car park, to my car, drop stuff off for me. For no reason, except to say thank you, and I thought that was lovely.
Definitely.
What about you, Helen?
Well, I love dragonflies, and I was going somewhere and had my diary with me, and I was flicking through, and most diaries have got those little thread ribbon things, so you know which day you're on. You've got one there, but I couldn't find mine. It'd fallen out in my handbag probably. So someone says, you need one of those things for your diary where you can just put these things down. And she saw that I was wearing a dragonfly, and it was for a hair appointment. And next time I went into the appointment, about 4 weeks later, out of the blue, she says, "Oh, I've got something for you." And I'm thinking, "Oh, is it hairspray? She's trying to sell me at 10 quid or a bottle of shampoo and whatever." As she normally does, and it's brilliant in there, the service she provides. She got a little pouch out for me, and she'd bought me a dragonfly weight for my diary, so it holds the page open.
that's
So not
so
only am I more
nice.
effective now, every day I'm thinking, "Oh, that lady bought me that." It just really touched my heart that she
That's really
remembered that I
nice.
like dragonflies, and she thought of me, how I could have that present. Brilliant.
Farhnaz, how about you?
Right. Well, mine is my niece actually. She's reading a book on the world's happiest people, and I'm going through all these things and that, and she says it's really interesting. And then I thought, when you finish with it, I'd like to read it as well. But the next day, I got one in the post. She'd gone on Amazon, and Amazon do it the next day delivery and that. She goes, "No, you've got your own copy now," and that was really nice of her. I wasn't expecting it. There was just a parcel in the post for me, and she didn't even say anything. And that really, I've been reading it, and we keep referencing back to it, which is good. And and it was just really nice of her to do that for me, I think.
It's lovely, isn't it, when people do things without any reason whatsoever, just to be kind. I think this world could do with it.
Absolutely.
In my
Definitely.
opinion. Mystery voice.
Recently I wasn't very well, and my neighbour was. Every time I go over, she's always got chocolate and stuff, and she's like, "Oh, you don't like milk chocolate, do you?" And there was a knock on the door, and she's like, "What DIY are you doing?" Because she usually catches me doing. And she went, "I've got something for you." And she went, "I've come round a few times, but you've not been around." She pulled out some dark chocolate for me.
Oh, that's
She
so
wants
nice.
specifically to buy dark chocolate for me, and I was like,
Brilliant.
Makes all the difference.
Absolutely.
So enjoy World Kindness Day. Thank you for all the love hearts and the likes and the thumbs up. Please keep sharing this video with others. What one thing will you do to make somebody's day better tomorrow, I wonder? Not only tomorrow, but perhaps every single day.
Yeah.
I just want to say a massive thank you to both of you for joining me on the programme. Don't
Thank you for
forget,
having
she
us.
is looking
Come
for a
on.
prospective partner.
And I'll be writing a will when she gets married.
Oh yeah.
Mystery Voice, thank you, and thank you for watching. We'll see you again in a couple of weeks' time. Bye.